for this beautiful broadcast. His medals.
I'm excited, JonnyREcco, because this is going to be such a good finals. I just know it.
Yeah.
DreaM is ridiculously good when he's on form. JonnyREcco is also ridiculously good. They both play tons of games. They are both very cool. And DreaM apparently wishes he was Terran. That's quite interesting. But yeah, up in the top left position, we have got spawning as the red Protoss player from Team Dignitas. It is JonnyREcco. No, it's not. It's Dignitas DreaM. What am I even on about? My mind's not crazy. And down in the bottom right, we have got the pink Zerg. It is JonnyREcco.
Nostalgia setting in a little bit.
Yeah, I'm getting really confused. It's the heat, JonnyREcco.
It is. I mean, England has been piling on the heat, and you know what? Like, I'm going to go against most of what England is saying right now and say,
Oh, yeah.
I spend 10 months of the year complaining it's too cold. I refuse to complain it's too hot. I'm going to enjoy the heck out of this weather while it lasts, man.
It's okay, like, as long as you don't have to do anything, then it's quite nice, but, yeah, if it's not, then that's a bit bad, because...
I'm liking this banter between the players.
Well, they used to be teammates, remember? JonnyREcco, until about 6 months ago, was on Team Dignitas as well.
Yeah.
So that just simply means they played a lot together, they trained a lot together, they probably spoke a lot.
About Terran together.
Yeah, exactly. They've got so much they can bond over. Like, this is like the ultimate, like, you know... It's the equivalent of going down to the pub with a friend and just moaning about stuff. That's what they're doing right now.
And they don't even need to say what dissatisfies them about being Terran. They know. They've worked it out.
Just like Terran.
Mules.
Full stop.
Hellbats. Medevacs.
Mules aren't that imber. I'm telling you, man, they're not that crazy. Yes, you can go down to like 3 SCVs against like 150 drones and just call down some mules and be fine, but that's not imbalanced in the slightest, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And there's also, conveniently, no other units in the game that you can quite use in as BMOA.
I know, that is the best thing. Like, being able to cool down mules when you know you've won, or when you think you've won, is always good. But then, of course, have a little chat to Tasia about mana muling and then losing.
Absolutely right. And a couple of Zerglings getting sent out onto the map there to just do a quick double check for any pesky probes that might be, oh wait, the probe's already in my base. Whoopsie daisy. As JonnyREcco now tries to kill off this probe, but he will be able to waddle on back home. He has seen all the scouting information he requires right now. Stalker now going to be popping out for DreaM back at home. No aggression done by the Zerg player just yet. And, ooh, this probe, it's actually getting dangerously close to death here. He needs to stop changing direction so much, otherwise it is just going to die off. Okay.
He does die. Poor probe. Right next to that little squidgely thing on the ground. Like, that is a cool looking plant.
He's pushing up daisies, man. If we, like, go back to this point in the game, like this point on the map, at the 10-minute mark, you'll see that little squidgy plant become, like, fully blossomed. Be beautiful.
That would be amazing. They should add that in Legacy of the Void. I'm just saying that would be awesome. Like, legit. Awesome build. Now, 3 spine crawlers coming down. Clearly, Rico is anticipating this push coming in. And earlier, remember, against Abom, he was up against this exact same 5-gate 1-base play. So he knows what's coming, and he's making sure he's adequately prepared. This time, though, I hope he puts the queens to make sure Zetas just can't run up into the main.
You're absolutely right. 8 Zerglings actually on the way now. So JonnyREcco, for whatever reason, really going super defensive here. What has he seen that's made him think, oh, hang on a second, this could be problematic? Because 3 spine crawlers and this many links is not normal at this stage of the game. Now getting 2 spine crawlers.
That's the thing. He hasn't seen a natural.
Yes, now he sends in the Overlord and he goes, wait, the natural is there. This isn't an all-in off of 1 base. Oh, dearie me. And look at the minerals that have been wasted by JonnyREcco here. Look at the work account. DreaM is ahead, 22 to 20. That's unheard of this early in the game in a PvZ. You expect a Zerg to be miles ahead in the work account, and all of a sudden now, JonnyREcco's going to be able to harass a bit with these Zerglings. As long as he doesn't get too much done, and DreaM does have to be careful about this, DreaM could end up being a bit ahead here.
Yeah, but the big thing is this is actually buying Rico time, because look at the natural base. That's taking a considerable amount of damage. It could even be forced to cancel. The Zerglings get all the way around it, and if this is forced to cancel, that is Rico actually ahead straight away. And He is just doing as much as he can. This is getting very low. The Zergling's being microed around away from the Zealots. It's gonna be close, Jurisa.
Oh, wow, he's leaving it up. This takes guts. 63 hit points. And wow, DreaM just about hanging on to that natural expansion, but he needs to seriously guard that like his life depends on it, because it probably does. He needs those shields back up, and he needs to make sure another Ling run by doesn't take that down. Supplies 42 to 46 in favor of DreaM, and JonnyREcco has now regained the worker lead 35 to 30.
Now, DreaM committed a lot to that early pressure that was going to be coming in. He cancelled some of the gateways and is now getting up a Stargate, as well as remaking those gateways again. But as it stands, keeping that natural up was pretty huge. But look at how low it is on health. That is a really big target, especially if Rico were to, say, get some Mutilisks out. That could get sniped down very easily and very quickly.
It could indeed. So let's see what he ends up going with this. Of course, JonnyREcco misreading what DreaM wanted to do early game there, and as a result building too many Lings and building 3 spine crawlers early on. DreaM is going to want to try and use this advantage now that he has in terms of early game economy to really sort of push this forward, and the Stargate gets expertly scouted by that Overlord there. But of course, this can be used for very, very legit sort of longer term game purposes. The fact that it's been scouted doesn't mean he has to change tack straight away, and in fact that Overlord going now supply blocking JonnyREcco as well. So DreaM, he is still in a comfortable position here, considering he didn't lose that Nexus.
Yeah, the big thing I want to add as well is JonnyREcco's third, ridiculously late, because he saw that pressure coming. Admittedly, DreaM's natural was also very late too, so all in all, I guess that kind of balances out, but that does hurt Rico's production, which is never going to be too good. Meanwhile, DreaM's production is looking quite good. The worker count is only 10 in favor of Rico, and he's still losing these Overlords. He's losing map vision, losing the ability to scout, and taking damage as well. It's all very frustrating, and it's just a bit of a pain.
Mind games time coming out here, Maddles. So here's what's going on right now. JonnyREcco knows that his early game economy was screwed a little bit because he misread what DreaM was doing. DreaM also knows this now, because there's no way there'd be that many Lings out on the map unless you cut a lot of drones. So JonnyREcco, for this reason, is going Ling Hydra. Why is he going Ling Hydra? Because he's anticipating that DreaM might go for a 2-base all-in, because early on he was quite ahead. And if DreaM does do that, and a sizable Ling Hydra force is out for JonnyREcco, then guess what? DreaM might fall behind in this game. But if DreaM doesn't do that attack, and a lot of those drones, a lot of those larvae are wasted becoming that Ling Hydra army, then DreaM has the possibility of teching up to Colossi soon and trying to get further ahead. And it looks like that's what he's doing here, because the robotics bay is nearly complete behind his mineral line.
However, JonnyREcco is also getting down the infestation pit, Jurisa. That is on the way as he cancels it. Right, so he's not
That
going
is
to be
like the most amazing caster curse I've ever seen. However, he's building the infestation. Well, that was actually the most comment. I think the observer was watching it as well as it got cancelled. That was brilliant.
Like this, that needs to go on Reddit. Like someone needs to just like grab that like sentence off and just like stick that on Reddit as the best caster curse ever.
I would happily highlight the 20 seconds of that video when you were talking about that and just put it on YouTube as the best caster curse I've ever seen. That was incredible. So he's actually
fired, but Mutas. It's all good. Muta Corruptor.
Well, it's going to take a lot longer to get them out because he did start with that infestation pit, and this delay could be a problem for him because Ling Hydra is only going to be effective for so long. And Muta Corruptor against a Protoss that already has a Stargate out is a little bit of a two-sided coin.
On the one hand, they could overcommit to Phoenix, and you can get out a good number of Corruptors, which obviously wreck the Phoenix and also wreck the Colossi. Downside is, though, you can not get enough Corruptors out, and suddenly the Phoenix kill all your Mutalisks, or vice versa. Oh, the Phoenix get taken out by the Hydras. Nice little pick off there. But yeah, obviously, if you get too many Corruptors out, and they don't bother making many Phoenix, guess what? The like 5 or 6 Mutalisks you've got out on the field suddenly don't really do very much, and it's still good for the Protoss. So it is.
Well, and there aren't Corruptors here. And 40 Zerglings just got made and moved into the middle of the map. So JonnyREcco is looking to be aggressive very soon. The problem is, as long as DreaM is a half-decent high ground position, I just don't see JonnyREcco wrecking this army right now as long as DreaM doesn't, as long as DreaM stays somewhere sensible, basically. JonnyREcco doesn't have the option to break through yet. He needs to wait for the mutas.
He needs the Mutas to just really start focusing down those Colossi. But yeah, as it stands at the moment, Rico just trying to make sure that DreaM can't secure upper third. That's the big thing. But DreaM is starting to move forward, though. Pulling that probe down, going to start picking up pylons. He needs that third base up fairly soon, but the Mutalisks are going to arch around. And remember that natural base that took a hella load of damage at the very start of the game?
Oh, yeah.
Nexuses don't regain health. They do get shields up, but watch how quickly 17 Mutalisks can potentially knock
Oh,
that
and
down.
here come the Lings as well. He's going to try and stop any sort of a counter-aggression coming out of here from DreaM. But actually, the Lings lure the army back, which means that the mutas aren't really able to get in and do quite as much damage. I think JonnyREcco might be rethinking his strategy here, and he might be saying to himself, actually, maybe I want to go through the front door with everything in one go. Let's see if that's what he ends up doing, because he's just thrown away a bunch of Lings.
Well, he can go in with the Mutas, because the wall-off is complete. The Stalkers don't have Blink, so it's actually impossible for DreaM to quickly get back to defend. He could just move in and kill that Nexus that is completely undefended. Like now, and that's what he's going to do. Good. He's
Alright, here
straight.
comes the
Oh,
Mutas.
the Nexus. Kill the Nexus. Kill it. Kill it. He's not killing it, Jorasa.
He's not casting
There we go.
curse battles, that's where it is. And the Hydras now, oh, Hydras and the Mutas doing so much DPS to this base. The Nexus is being left alone because Maddle said to kill the Nexus, and now DreaM is going on to creep. Let's see if he can try and make this base race work. The problem is, the main and natural are already under siege here for DreaM and JonnyREcco. His 3 bases are still untouched, and he has a lot of spine crawlers at his natural expansion. He's going to be able to delay this so long that I think the mutas are going to be able to come back and help with the defense.
No probes to manage to escape either, Jorasa. That's quite a big thing. There's even a Warp Prism moving down, but he didn't pick up a probe. What a traitor. There's no probes down, so no chance of additional buildings. However, there are a couple of proxy pylons around. That could be a bit of a problem. Meanwhile, the Spine Crawler is trying to do a good job of holding off this army. DreaM just going for it, but taking quite a bit of fire from that.
He is. He's down to 78 supply versus the 155 from JonnyREcco. The problem is the army supply is 96 to 76 in our Zerg player's favor. And he has 53 workers out on the map to 0 right now. So if all these buildings die, then this game is JonnyREcco's to take. We are going to be picking off, oh, the forward pylons as well. How many more buildings does DreaM have? Not a lot. And I think JonnyREcco's going to very soon realize that actually he just needs to pick off these buildings that are completely undefended out in the middle of the map.
I'm surprised he's not doing that. What is he doing with these Mutas? He didn't take off the proxy pylon. He can win if he just goes and kills that proxy pylon right out there. He can do it easy, but he's instead going to try and engage his army head up and actually doing a good job. Pick off these Stalkers. Yeah, he's got 33 Stalkers now, 33 Mutas up against 4 Stalkers. That's GGG from DreaM. And JonnyREcco takes game 9.